All right, guys, so in this video, we're going to go over the importance of citations. We're going to talk about what they are, where to get them, kind of how many to go after, and the importance of matching them on all sites so that they are consistent. So the citation is basically the name of the business that you're working with, the address, so that would be the complete address, and the phone number. When that information is listed on another website, it is considered kind of like a backlink when it comes to local marketing. Google looks at this information, and if you have like a Yelp listing created, Facebook page, if you have your name, address, phone number on there, those are like considered backlinks. So we call those citations. And there's lots of sites that exist where you can get these citations, and this is one of the easier things that you can do, especially as a beginner, to really get your rankings moving and to do a lot of good without having to spend much money or any money if you want to do it manually. So when we're talking about citations, the first place you want to make sure that you have your citation is on your website. Now, if you're doing a local website and you're working with like a company who's targeting one main area, like they have one single address, you want that citation to be across the entire website. So put it on every single page, or better yet, if you have a WordPress theme that allows you to modify the footer or the sidebar, that'll span across the whole site. Put it in there. So you literally just kind of want to put it in. Even if you're hiding the address on Google, still put it on there because it's going to count as a citation even if the address is hidden. The other thing to note is however Google has your address written down. So look on Google, see how they have it written down. And your name and all of that good stuff. Like for example, this one's Joe DeBellick Plumbing and Heating Company Inc. Don't create a Yelp listing and call it Joe DeBellick Inc. or Joe DeBellick Company. You want it to have exactly as it says in the listing. It has to match. It has to be consistent. You can do more harm than good if you create these and they're not consistent. So that's important. So I did an example here. If you had a Yelp listing created with it listed this way, but on Google it was listed this way at the top, you're going to have a problem. Why? Because in Google it's listed as INC, which stands for incorporated. On Yelp, spelled out incorporated. That creates a problem. Also, 123 North Water Street. The N and the ST are abbreviated. If you went on Yelp and you spelled out North and you spelled out Street and it wasn't abbreviated, inconsistent. So Google is going to view those as two separate addresses, and it's going to send conflicting information back to Google. They're going to be confused. They're going to say, well, are they at this place, or are they really called Incorporated, or are they called Inc.? And I know it sounds silly because to us it means the same thing, but to Google, spiders or whatever kind of algorithm that they have programmed, it means different things to them. So we want to be very direct about this. We want this to count for us and not against us. So that's important. So what you can actually do is you can go and you can start signing up for these directory sites, and you'll see that many of them, like Hot Frog, Yelp I mentioned, Merchant Circle, just kind of depending on what industry you're in, you'll find these directory sites. And you want to make sure that you're not already listed on them. So do a search for your company name first to make sure you're not listed, because if you're already listed, you want to claim the listing that's on the page. So let's just show an example. Let's find a dentist in Menominee Falls, just to see if we can find a listing that isn't claimed. Okay, let's see. Okay, right here. Is Thomas James Dudley incorrect or missing key business information? Update your Hot Frog listing today. Now, I can't show you every single citation site because there's literally thousands of them out there, but generally speaking, they're going to be laid out pretty similar. You'll go to your page if one exists, and you'll click the update or claim this page or something like that. If you're starting a new business, then you'll click the little plus icon that says add your business or some sort of sign up link. So you're going to have to do some research on each individual site on how to actually add your information in here, but you'll see here that they're going to ask for the same information, the name, the address, and the phone number. And you can also add your website in and email. Email is going to be used to create the account, of course. And the website is great because you're getting a backlink at the same time. So that's what you want to do, and this is something that you can do yourself. Now, if you're wondering, how do I find citations to go after? Well, a really good way of doing that is to actually go after some of your competition citations. And you can do this by looking manually by either Googling their phone number or their address. So let me just show you. Let's Google their phone number to start with. Let's say this is our competitor. We Google their phone number, we can see, okay, they've got a Yelp listing. Okay, they've got a Facebook listing. Okay, they've got a Better Business Bureau profile, which brings another good point, guys. Much like the social media video that we talked about, where one of the first things business owners do is they create social media profiles, think about Better Business Bureau in the same kind of regard. You know, legitimate business owners usually have a Better Business Bureau profile. A lot of them will always be on Angie's list. Skilled trades will be on NARI, I think it's called. So look up these different associations that exist for the industry, and you can ask your client this, you know, what are some of the different associations that are important for you to belong to, and work with them to get them signed up. Even if it costs the client money, encourage them to get signed up for them, because these are going to be considered not only citations for the business, but backlinks, and they'll be powerful backlinks as well. Okay, Local Stack, hotwater.com, all of these are different citation sources that Joe DeBellick has, and if I was trying to rank my client who is a plumber in Menominee Falls, I would be writing these down to go after. Also, there's a tool that makes this a lot easier, but again, you can do this for free. Don't have to pay for anything, especially starting off. Go through and manually do this stuff, but there's a tool that makes it easier to reverse engineer as well. You type in your location. This is called Whitespark. It's whitespark.ca, and it costs like $20 a month. So wouldn't recommend it at first, but once you get going, you have a client or two, definitely helpful. You type in your key phrase and you hit search, and it takes a little while, so I'll come back and show you what the search results look like, but it's basically going to look at your competitors in your industry and bring back a report of all the citations they have. And you can actually go on sites like Fiverr and you can get someone to create these for you as well, which is great. If you go into Fiverr and type in local directory, look at the reviews. There's tons of people in here. I'll do 30 local directories for you for $5. I will do 150 for $20, right? These are good deals, and then you don't have to do it yourself. Just make sure that they're giving you the login, and it looks like in this one it has a picture of emails and passwords, because that way if any information is inconsistent or doesn't match, you can go back in and you can fix it. So just make sure that they do that. You want to, reach out to them or read the directions that they give you or the description, and read the reviews to make sure they have good reviews. So that's another way. Okay, so my search just finished for this key phrase, and we're going to look at Joe DeBellick now. It says that he's got 50 citation sources here. So we can actually click View Sources, and we can see exactly which ones he has. Now, if you wanted to start going after these yourself, you could do that. What I recommend is sorting by the domain authority here. That's this column on the right that says DA. Click it and sort. Click it and sort from highest to lowest. So it'll actually sort from highest to lowest. So the first one is Facebook, then Bloomberg, then look at Better Business Bureau. Look at Wisconsin.gov. This must be some sort of maybe like another certification they had to have. Here's another one, Manta, right? These are the authority ones that I was talking about that most legitimate business owners are going to have, just like they're going to have a Facebook, just like they're going to have, a Twitter account. So it's no surprise that the top ranking person has those. So you can prioritize based on this which ones to do first, okay? So I highly recommend that you go and you do that. All right, so in a nutshell, that citations, guys, not very complicated. Will it take some work? Yes, but once it's done, it's going to pay off. So go ahead and take action on that.